It's time for the 1430 Connection on 1430 WNAV and 99.9 FM, spotlighting news, newsmakers, and important community issues. Now, with this week's edition of the 1430 Connection, here is WNAV news anchor Donna Cole.
Welcome to the 1430 Connection. I'm Donna Cole. In the studio with me today is Erin Snell. She's a board member for Charting Careers, and Christy D'Camer. She's a program and mentor coordinator for the same organization. Charting Careers is a new Annapolis-based nonprofit that focuses on, ladies, who would like to start?
I can go. Our mission is to break the cycle of poverty one youth at a time. And we also want to start tackling some of the systemic issues that contribute to poverty in our community and other inequities. And we do this by partnering with students and their families. And we go for the long term in supporting them.
Okay, so breaking the cycle of poverty, is this just in Annapolis or Anne Arundel County? Do you go beyond?
Right now we are focused on Annapolis.
Christy, this organization started when?
It was established in 2018.
So last year. So you're still
Yes.
relatively new. And the reason why the organization started is because of another organization that I know our listeners were familiar with. I've done some stories about them in the past. That was what?
Charting Careers was initially an educational mentoring program with the Box of Rain, which was a long-standing nonprofit founded in 2003 to underserved Annapolis youth with summer maritime experiences.
Okay.
So prior to the Box of Rain's 2018 decision to reorganize and discontinue, they were committed to providing a year-round support to youth served by its summer program.
So, and Box of Rain, so cool. I've done stories on them in the past. They would, kids that were primarily living in the public housing complexes, yes?
Correct,
Erin?
yes.
These were kids that had an interest in boat building, that had an interest in the outdoors. I happened onto a group of Box of Rain kids in the summer, several summers ago, at Quiet Waters Park, learning about the water and learning to canoe and kayak and outdoor life, and it was very cool.
Yes, for sure. And there are many kids in our communities who don't even see the water, and they live miles, just a mile or so from it. So it's a great opportunity that Box of Rain provided.
So Box of Rain decided to reorganize or close their doors kind of and morph into, now it's two different, Charting Careers is your organization, but the summer programs are ongoing with the Maritime?
Correct. Yes.
Museum. Okay.
Yes.
Tell me what your organization focuses on.
Our focus is on starting with third graders who are not on level with their reading and supporting them and getting them on grade level, and then helping them figure out their passions. And then we continue supporting them through middle school and into high school. And we start with third and fourth graders with one-on-one tutoring. And then as we develop the students, and Christy can fill in with the high school program.
And is the tutoring happening every day? Or?
It is happening right now on Thursdays, and we are partnering with the Boys and Girls Club right now to offer those services. We got all the kids in our program engaged and signed up there. So we do our tutoring at the Boys and Girls Club, and our kids get the meals and other supports and resources as well.
And these are kids from just one elementary, or?
They are from Tyler Heights and also from Mills Parole Elementary.
Okay. And how many are you serving currently?
Right now we have 10 in that elementary program with a goal of expanding to 15 for next year.
Christy, program and mentor coordinator, are you the one out looking for the kids or ensuring? Tell me what you do.
Well, I work with the high school program, Create Your Story. Our program is designed to help our youth who face many challenges beyond the classroom and develop a plan for success after graduation and create a pathway to out of poverty towards independence.
Okay.
So I work weekly at Annapolis High School with 9 participants. I love to create a support team for the youth in our community. We work closely with mentors and tutors. I collaborate with the guidance counselors at the high school and community partnerships. So we really form a community around each of our participants.
And do you see the results almost immediately? The difference with a kid that comes in that absolutely. I was with the students yesterday, and they were sharing about how much we've helped them with their college visits. We help them understand their future better, taking them on college tours. You know high schoolers. If you've worked with high schoolers before and you don't see that light bulb go off or see that recognition, but you're getting it all the time.
Absolutely. And it's we have a mentoring program, and we ask our mentors to develop a one-on-one relationship with our youth, and to watch the relationships blossom between the mentor and the mentee is quite powerful. We have a goal-setting program, and the mentors and mentees set goals based on what the kids' career interests are, and it's powerful to watch.
And the mentors, are those volunteers? So
Yes.
you need volunteers for this?
We do. We need volunteers to take the lead in supporting a Charting Careers participant in a one-on-one relationship.
And how can people get in touch with you?
They can get in touch with us on our website, chartingcareers.org.
Okay.
Christy D'Camer.
All right, perfect.
Also, we're on Facebook, so you can find us there as well.
Charting Careers. All right, we're
Correct.
going to take a quick break. We'll be right back on the 1430 Connection. Welcome back to the 1430 Connection. I'm Donna Cole. In the studio with me today are Erin Snell, board member with Charting Careers, a new Annapolis-based nonprofit, and Christy D'Camer. She's the program and mentor coordinator. Charting Careers, again, is an Annapolis-based nonprofit. Their goal is to break the cycle of poverty, one youth at a time. Started up because they fill a void in the community with another nonprofit, Box of Rain, that reorganized. Okay, so one of the programs you have is Read to Succeed.
We do, that's right.
You had mentioned that in the beginning.
Correct.
Let's further elaborate on what that...
Sure. What that looks like is kids get picked up from their school and delivered to the Boys and Girls Club, and our one-on-one, our tutors come there to meet with they're matched with a student, and they meet with them once a week and do a special reading intervention program with them and get to know the kids. And so the kids are starting to have fun and bonding with a new person, and we also then are finding that those mentors or tutors in that level they're advocates for the kids too.
Is there a great relationship with somebody in the school that is going back and forth?
Yes, there is.
Okay.
We've been building that and fostering that, and we also have a good relationship with Woodside Gardens Apartments, or a community where a lot of our kids live. Rita Dorsey there helps partner with us too to help get the kids off the bus and safely home too.
It's a huge undertaking, because you do have to, the communities that are involved, the schools that are involved, the parents too, where the parents have warmed up to this idea.
Yes, they
Everybody
have.
knows about you now.
Yes, and so because we realize too, for each child, every family needs support as well. So through those connections and relationships, we realize what else we can do to support a kid and their family.
All right. So Read to Succeed is one. Is that the main program, or is there more?
There are more.
Okay.
So Read to Succeed serves around 10 kids right now. We have Discover Your Story, which is for the middle school students, actually the middle school, and then we have the high school, which serves right now 9 students. So yeah.
And how did this happen? How did this spring up? What was the genesis? I know that Box of Rain was reorganized, and did somebody say, well, something's going to be amiss here? What do we need to... Yeah.
Sure. Karen Colburn, the executive director of Box of Rain, just knew this new program, Charting Careers, was a program under them, was having a lot of success, and they didn't want it to fall. And so Renee Sherwood, who was the coordinator of that for Box of Rain, followed over with us to Charting Careers, and Jessica Snell Johns, our board president, also followed from being a supporter of Box of Rain. And they knew we couldn't drop any of those kids. So our high school students are kids that were in Box of Rain. And so we want to have this longitudinal connection and help these kids get all the way through and to their career.
Now, the college visits you mentioned, how does that play out?
Right, so I meet weekly at Annapolis High with our 9 participants, and we have a curriculum to support them in developing their career goals and interests after graduation. So one of the things we do is go on college visits to support the students. We have gone to Morgan State this year, Towson this year, and Anne Arundel Community College.
Okay, so maybe mostly local.
Local colleges, yes.
Okay, and helping with the financial aspects of it too?
Yes, we collaborate with Laura Baxter from Key School, and she brings her curriculum, Map Your Way Through Independence, to our Panther Hour 1 week a month. And she works very closely with our students to develop, our juniors and high school seniors, to develop their plan for college.
And is there a deficiency in the public schools?
Yes. The counselors in the public schools have about 1 counselor to maybe 400 students. So I help fill in those gaps. I work really closely with Jessica Jackson, the guidance counselor at Annapolis High, and we are a team to work with our 9 students. I help them register for their PSATs and their SAT tests. We provide tutoring for students when they're struggling with their grades. We watch the kids' grades closely.
And Laura Baxter, she started at about the same time you all started. How did this spring up, this relationship?
Well, she was just dedicated to helping the youth in our community. She works at, like I said, Key School,
right.
and she does a lot of work with kids who might have access to different resources.
That's really kind of cool that she's giving back her time.
It really is amazing.
Providing this way, yeah.
Yeah, and she's developed really close relationship with our junior that she's working with now, as well as their family. We work really closely with their families to support our students.
And so is this the first year you've done college visits, or did you do this last year?
They did one last year in their pilot year.
And how did that turn out?
It turned out great. They made really good collaboration with Towson State University, and we still stay in touch. Our cohort has not graduated yet. Our oldest is a junior. So
that's amazing.
Oh, it is amazing. In fact, it's also even amazing for one of our youngest participants. He's a 9th grade boy, and he is determined to take a calculus class next year. Super motivated kid. So I am taking him on Friday to the community college to take a placement test so that he can take a college class at the
that's
community college this
these
summer.
These are the coolest stories.
It really is a cool story.
We're going to take another break. We'll be right back on the 1430 Connection. Welcome back to the 1430 Connection. I'm Donna Cole. We're talking about Charting Careers, a new Annapolis-based nonprofit that wants to break the cycle of poverty one youth at a time here in Annapolis. And I'm with Christy D'Camer. She's the program and mentor coordinator for the organization, and Erin Snell, a board member. And we're talking about success stories and the women's passion for this. And it clearly is evident. And I love that you both are doing this because it's so important. What did you used to do?
Well, I was
Christy,
an educator in Anne Arundel County Public School System and a former guidance counselor. And then I worked with another nonprofit, Seeds for Success, in Annapolis.
So this is truly your wheelhouse. You know the system, you know what needs help, and you're doing it.
Absolutely. I think that having been in the school system and understanding how they operate and know how much there is to do outside of the classroom to support our youth is so essential. And I think developing relationships outside of school with families, with volunteers, with folks in the community is such a powerful thing for our youth to have. Our community has really stepped up with Charting Careers. We've been able to collaborate with Annapolis Athletic Club. They have given our students a 3-month free membership at the athletic club, and our kids have been riding their skateboards to the gym to work out.
Awesome.
And I asked what effect it had on one of our young boys yesterday, and he said, it's really giving me the motivation to do the work that I need to do.
It's so important. I mean, whether exercise or exposure to the arts, all these other things that come into play that help our brains.
Absolutely, absolutely. And having access to some of these resources. Often our youth do not have the access, and these are, barriers that could get in the way of them succeeding.
Right. Erin, you had some more success stories. Or
I
at
was
least
just excited to
one,
share that 2 of our elementary school participants went on to the county science fair. And so I think it's that kind of extra support that allows kids to be able to reach their potential. And I think I wanted to highlight that our county has so many great opportunities for middle school in terms of arts or STEM, but navigating that system is hard. And so part of what we're doing in the elementary school is having kids figure out, what do I love? And then we help them get into those middle school programs and navigate that process, because it's a little bit complicated.
Now, another huge thing that impacts our youth and is getting worse, not better currently, is mental health.
Correct.
Is anything going on with your organization in this regard?
Yes.
Yes, I work closely with the guidance counselor at Annapolis High School, as I've mentioned, and I often refer participants in my program that may need support with mental health.
So this is a 360-degree scope of helping a child from start to finish of school here in Annapolis and making sure they succeed.
Absolutely.
And then also through developing relationships with parents, if we get to know parents and we realize they need assistance with something, we can help them get connected as well. And so it's when you start to have a whole support for the family, not just a child, that those mental health pieces can get supported.
Now, I'm sure there's some heartbreaking stories, too, that either you don't have the resources yet, or yes?
We definitely need resources. So we are, operating and looking for funds just even to keep our program going in the fall. So we are definitely looking for corporate sponsors, individual donors, any kind of funding.
And again, where can people find if they want to help with it?
At chartingcareers.org.
Okay, and there's
Facebook.
A link to donate?
There is, yes. Thank you.
What else do you need help with? You need mentors, you need financial support, businesses hopefully can step up and support. What else am I missing here?
We're looking at developing a tutoring program, too, to support our youth. with their academic needs.
And can this be other high school kids volunteering hours or no?
We ask that that we have adults.
Okay. All right.
And then we have a fantastic board, but if there's people who have a specific skill sets they'd like to offer, and fundraising, fund development, we'd have room for another board member too.
Where are you located currently?
We actually, in order to keep costs low and give it all to the kids, we do not have a location.
And do you want to change that eventually?
We would love to have some space. That would be great.
Yeah.
We had a volunteer, Jeremy Olson, just offer his space at the Commons on West Street. And we were there for a mentoring orientation.
Again, you need as much help as you can get.
Definitely.
What do you see in the next 5 years going forward? What other programs would you like to incorporate?
We would love to expand to be able to serve more students. And so we've been looking at some of the other public housing communities to start providing services there. And I think we'd love to do more with families. So being able to do more trainings and partnering with other organizations to help parents develop too. So that's one of our goals as well.
Do you have any events coming up where people can get to know you?
We do. Our date is not yet set, but we are having a scholarship event where one of our generous donors is providing scholarships for students. So we're going to be giving out some of the scholarships at that event, and we'll be posting that on our website soon. But this is also a chance for us to launch more publicly in the community.
Thank you very much for doing what you do. And
thank you for having us.
For joining
Thank you.
Yeah.
This is Donna Cole. This is the 1430 Connection. We will see you next week.